It's the long-awaited daily devil fruit with a fan-favorite devil fruit, the Mochi fruit, the special paramecia type, and our first of the special fruits. And our only special fruit, except in my own canon, or head canon, or my own theories, which we'll get to later. What makes the Mochi fruit a special paramecia is that not only do you produce mochi, you can turn your body into it. But why isn't this a Logia fruit? What makes this so special is that instead of always being mochi, you have to actively turn yourself into mochi, which that's why it's special paramecia and not a Logia. There was a typo in the manga and they fixed it or they retconned it. I don't know how Oda wanted to do it, but either way, special paramecia, you can shoot mochi, you can produce mochi, and you can become mochi. But there is a little catch to this. Much like the sand fruit, if you get wet, your mochi kind of starts to come apart and lose its stickiness, so it becomes worthless. Not worthless, but weaker. As not only you're weak to seawater, you're weak to regular water too. In every way, shape, and form, the Mochi fruit is an inherent upgrade to Luffy's fruit, to the Gum fruit. Can do everything Luffy's fruit can do, and then more. Luffy doesn't really make spikes. I don't know if that's because he doesn't want to or because he can't, but the Mochi fruit can also do piercing damage and probably slashing damage if he really tried to. If Katakuri really tried, he could probably do slashing damage as well, but he can make like spikes and stuff and then harden it with armor. Part of the problem with turning into Mochi, though, is that if somebody hits you directly, you have to move your body around with the Mochi. You don't just not take the hit. Like, you still take the hit if he hits you, but Mochi's so sticky and maneuverable that it almost works similar to other fruits. It reminds me of the sticky fruit, where you're kind of like a Logia, but not really, and you still have to move. You're made a Mochi, or you produce it enough to where it messes with people's perception of where you're actually at. This is actually the second awakened fruit we see. The first one being Don Flamingo's string fruit, where he can turn other objects into string and then produce strings from other objects. The Mochi fruit does the same thing, wherein that it turns objects into mochi and kind of just messes with you that way, turn the floor into like a sticky swamp. Can actually make things out of mochi in midair, where you're not even producing the mochi at that point, you're just spawning it. Instead of like shooting it out of you, it's in the air now, and your fist can come from there and other body parts. Yeah, one of the things that separates this from the gum fruit is that if you lose a body part, you can just chop it off and then not really regrow it, but reattach it. So that does make it a little bit more hardy than the gum fruit. But, we all know how this fight still ends. Katakuri is still a fan favorite character. People love him. People hope he comes back. I hope he comes back. I hope he becomes the new leader of the Big Mom Pirates, but that's just my opinion. Or it makes his own pirate crew with the siblings that are on his side.